Trevor Deakin was killed in a single vehicle accident on the 9th of April 2004 when driving home from work. He had just finished his second 12-hour night shift at the mines and was in a hurry to get home for the Easter break. The 46-year-old left behind him a wife and 3 children. This is their story 6 months on.
Fatigue. Trevor was doing 14-hour shifts and they want to come home. So they get in the car. He had a 4-hour drive home. Usually was really good. He'd say, ring up and say, I've just had a sleep, I'm running a bit late. Always stopped off at Nebo for a cup of coffee and a drink, something to eat to keep him awake, and he didn't make it. He didn't get that far. I think he just wanted to get home. He loved it when he could come home to pick up the kids. We were actually going away for the weekend, so it was just a holiday. Good Friday, the 9th of April, is a day that'll never be the same for us again. It's 2 days that have basically been ruined, and if he'd just had that little bit of a half an hour kip on the side of the road, it was, well, I wouldn't be sitting here now. Being the spouse, the wife, and the terrible word now that you hear a lot is the widow, which I think should be changed. Someone needs to change that word in the English language. You don't get the time to grieve. I'm still nearly 6 months after the accident, still going through lawyers, all of the paperwork. Even the direct straight after the accident, having to speak with funeral directors, and you've got to do horrible things like pick a coffin out of a book, which you can't. It's horrible. It's just the whole thing, and not being mean about. I'm too young to do it because I own my own gym. I also have another job as well. I'm a sales rep, so for me, I've been able to survive. I'd hate to be in the position being a wife who doesn't work. Doesn't have any, sitting at home without any help from the government or anything, and all of a sudden, snap, there's nothing because, as I said, 6 months on, it's still going through the paperwork, nothing's finalised. Luckily for the whole family, there was life insurance. If there hadn't been life insurance, if I hadn't been working, everything would be gone. Especially out in the mining areas around Mackay, it's just such a go-ahead area at the moment. There's work everywhere. And you can't stop them wanting the extra money. Once again, they look at it, it's for their family, it's for their own livelihoods, they want the money, so they put up their hands for the extra hours, and how you stop it, I don't know. Well, my main saying is there's no point rushing home to your family if you don't make it. There's your children, your wives, your husbands, mothers, fathers, uncles, brothers. There's so many people that suffer. Think about your family, don't rush, take care. Nothing can replace Trevor. So, yeah, don't do it. If you don't have to, it's really, money isn't everything. People are everything, and we can't replace lives. Physical things, cars, whatever, they can be replaced. A life can't.
If a driver falls asleep for just 4 seconds while travelling at 100 kilometres an hour, the car will have gone 111 metres without a driver in control. A fatigued person fighting to stay awake can slip into microsleeps, nod off. These typically last between 2 and 30 seconds. Microsleeps are more likely when you are performing monotonous tasks, such as driving. Fatigue is one of the fatal 4. The others are speed, alcohol, and frustration.
I just thought, I don't think it's fair that anyone else should have to go through what our family went through when we lost Dad. It's just not a good thing to feel. Well, it's pretty much changed my life. I can never see my dad again. There's not much that I can really say. I won't be able to do lots of things that I used to be able to do. He can't be with me if I ever get married or anything like that anymore. He was overtired and he was just desperate to get home. I actually spoke to him the night before and he just said he couldn't wait for the holidays. We were going to go and watch the Cowboys play in Townsville, and he just said, "Oh, I love you, I'll see you tomorrow," and didn't. So many people die on the road on the holidays, and it's just not something that's necessary. It doesn't need to happen. It's just something that can be prevented. The few hours it takes to have a rest can help you gain time with your family in the long run. Really, if you don't make it home, they'll never see you again, and those few hours can make all the difference.
Fatigue is 3 times more likely to be a factor in a workplace incident than alcohol. By the time you show the signs of fatigue, yawning, heavy eyes, blurred vision, reduced concentration, fatigue has already set in. Second wind is a misnomer. In fact, your brain has switched off the alarm signals to try and conserve energy. You are still fatigued, you're just not receiving the warning signs.
Kurt's 21st, which was only 8 weeks after the accident, Trevor should have been there to do a speech for him. We had to get his uncle to do it. It's just so many things don't seem right. And we've got year after year of going through so many things not being right because Trevor isn't there. And for me, my whole life doesn't feel right. There's just a big emptiness that should be there, and he's not there. My bed's empty, my heart's empty.
Fatigue danger periods between 2 to 4 p.m, siesta time, you are twice as likely to have a fatigue-related accident. Between midnight and 6 a.m, sleep time, you are 6 times more likely to have a fatigue-related accident. Statistics show we can engage in a risky behaviour 600 times and 599 times will not be harmed. A 10-minute nap is sufficient to keep you alert for the next hour.
Hi, my name is Cassie, and I'm a real person, not an actor, and I live in Mackay. In Easter 2004, my dad died in a car crash. There were no kangaroos, no speeding, no careless drivers. He just fell asleep at the wheel on his way home from the mines to be with us, and he never woke up. Please, if you're a dad, a son, or a mother, daughter or wife, don't drive tired. The consequences are just too much. You don't know what you're leaving behind.
Ergon Energy would like to thank Dawn and Cassie Deakin for assisting in the production of this video. Dawn and Cassie are speaking out in a bid to raise awareness of fatigue-related road accidents. This video is for education purposes only and is not for sale. Ergon Energy permits other organisations to use this video, provided that use is not for commercial gain.